Many people have many different opinions about the conflict in Iran. But what if I told you that's not true in Hollywood and in the establishment media? The Walt Disney Company has shown that it is actively rooting for Tehran. Late-night hosts are mocking the United States like it's Nam all over again. But worst of all, CNN may have just been caught with their pants down, partying at an Iranian embassy.
Donald Trump wants you to bomb us. For him, that would be a win-win. He might even bomb us himself and blame it on you.
Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to go where other channels simply will not, chasing down the Holly weirds, the establishment types, and holding them to the truth with a capital T. As we do so, consider clicking the like button, drop a comment down below, and if you're not yet subscribed, join the movement today, folks. Hip hip hooray for all of you who are already subscribed. Out of Wall Street Mav, it says CNN support for Iran reaches new heights. CNN officials were caught partying with Iranian officials in London. This could help explain why CNN was the only outlet allowed by Tehran to broadcast from inside Iran. CNN gave a softball interview to government officials complicit in the elimination of thousands of lives. Now, folks, you don't have to be on the side of wanting the conflict to continue. You don't have to be on the side of agreeing that the orange man did all this and went in. Folks, I'm not here to tell you what you have to believe. That's not the goal today. Some of you agree with it. Some of you don't. Some of you say this is why. Some of you say this won't go the way others think it will. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I am here to tell you that Hollywood is actively rooting for disaster for the United States and the establishment media like CNN. What is Wall Street Mav talking about, okay? Well, if we go to Red State, Brad Slager has this, and this is truly eye-opening. And it really does reveal just how corrupt CNN is. And we'll get to the rest of the media in just a minute. But CNN has essentially been purchased by Paramount, and they need to flush it out. Just like Elon did when he went to X and cleaned everything out back when it was called Twitter. He took the kitchen sink for the photo op. That's what Barry Weiss and the Ellisons need to do with CNN. It is atrocious because you don't have to agree with the conflict, but you might agree with the conflict. But both sides of this, whether you think this was wise or unwise, both sides know that the people who run Iran are horrible, awful, terrible, anti-humans. Yes, they're anti-human. They're anti-life. And so you don't have to pick a side in order to say, yep, those folks over there are no good, no bueno, but CNN is partying with them apparently. Red State says this, CNN's horrible week gets worse as details emerge on network officials partying at an Iranian embassy. Wow. Let's get into it. CNN has been trying for days to defend the fact that the authoritarians in Iran, those who remain at least, granted them permission to be the lone network allowed into the country, declaring that it was a case of journalism excellence. Oh, I'm sure that's what they totally want. They want journalism excellence over there. Yeah, they want the hard hitters. Oh yeah, I can't. Oh, Baghdad Bob, he loved CNN too, didn't he? That most people saw this as the outlet being used as a propaganda puppet was inevitable, but they still they squealed, posturing as the offended party. Okay, all right. Let me go down. I want to get down to the them partying with the officials. It says, as a sign of how badly this has become, Brian Stelter, attempting to perform cleanup duty for his network, has been hung out to dry not once but twice within days. First, he called a report about the would-be people dropping boom boom solid, followed by editors removing the language that was also used in social media posts that had to be memory hold. Then on Friday, he defended CNN's Strait of Hormuz claims, claiming the network stands by its reporting only to see that reporting getting corrected on 2 occasions. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Over at Newsbusters, Nick Fondacaro found a story in the Telegraph that exposed how some UK political officials attended a celebration at the Iranian embassy, complete with comments made by the hosts about how their leadership has thrived, despite the rude meddling of those of us in the West. That report contained a notable detail. Here's where CNN gets caught. While the Telegraph never did assert that CNN had employees in attendance, one photograph showed CNN London bureau chief Andrew Roy and CNN chief global affairs correspondent Matthew Chance at the party, shaking hands with Iran's ambassador. The network told Fondacaro that they were at the function performing normal work in, did I say normal woke? Normal work in covering government officials. To date, they have yet to show their work, says Fondacaro. As of the publication of this piece, Chance had not filed any report about it. According to his profile page on the CNN website, the only things he reported on in February were about Ukraine and, well, you know. A Snapstream search of on-air reports from Matthew Chance confirmed this. Neither Roy nor Chance had even posted on X about attending the regime party. Making all of this more interesting, after Newsbusters exposed the meeting, the Telegraph has taken down that photo with the pair of CNN employees. And why would they do that? Hang tight, folks. This is what matters. How did the Telegraph get the photos in the first place? The remaining photos in that article are courtesy of Iran Press News Agency. So taking down the one picture seems more than curious. There seems to be a strong desire to be distanced from this Iranian celebration as it was held in the middle of February, at a time when that country's leadership was in the process of eliminating tens of thousands of protesters. Now, they're not good people. When I say eliminating tens of thousands of protesters, they didn't send them on a vacay. They eliminated them. They removed them from the game, if you get my drift. CNN, though, partying it up with them. That's the claim. Now, I'm not the one making the claim. I'm just reading this claim to you from Red State and from all of these organizations that are following this. So CNN is an organization that really needs to be cleaned out, top to bottom. And, you know, you don't have to be on the side of anybody to look over there at that country and say, any country that is actually eliminating tens of thousands of people for political dissidents, not good. I think that's a minimum, right? Now, you might think that the rest of the media is better than CNN. You might be wrong. I don't know. You be the judge of that. Brandon Straka has this. Late night hosts overwhelmingly mocked the U.S., not Iran. Of 250 war jokes, 235 targeted America or allies. Fallon made 36 out of 37 of the jokes regarding the Middle East about America. Jimmy Kimmel made 51 out of 53 of the jokes aimed at America. And Seth Meyers made 52 out of all 52 jokes about the Middle East aimed at the United States. It has the sniff, the whiff of how things were in Vietnam, right? Where the media is actively engaged in destroying the United States. Now, again, you don't have to agree about Vietnam and going into Vietnam. I certainly have my opinions about it. And, you know, I won't lay them out here, but I'll tell you this. When these late night hosts and when CNN, when they're going after America, it begs the question whether or not they're going after the war fighters, the military members. I know they hate Trump, but what is the stoppage of TDS? Where does it end? Where do they say, you know what? There are some really awful bad people over there that are no longer here on Earth, and they just wiped out tens of thousands of individuals. And so whatever happens, we hope that democracy breaks out in Iran. We hope that it doesn't go the way that it did in Iraq 20 years ago. We hope, but I don't think these people are hoping for that. I think they're actually hoping for chaos and damage to the U.S. I actually think they're rooting for that. And why? Because the Walt Disney Company seems to be. Why do I say that the Walt Disney Company seems to be, not just CNN? Well, take a look at this. A Fox News panel torched Jimmy Kimmel, who is a Walt Disney late night host. Disney owns ABC. Jimmy Kimmel is on ABC. Jimmy Kimmel had this to say. I'm going to play the whole thing. It is mind-boggling, just mind-boggling that the Walt Disney Company allows this. I know that they gave Jimmy Kimmel a 1-year extension, but you know, you got a new CEO coming in, Josh tomorrow. It's a good time to clear the deck, to empty out the riffraff. And Jimmy Kimmel clearly has no daft. The man is just a punk. Here is what Jimmy Kimmel had to say and how Fox News responded.
We can't handle a drone strike. We barely survived the writer's strike here, okay? And I hope these Iranians realize Donald Trump wants you to bomb us. For him, that would be a win-win. He might even bomb us himself and blame it on you, okay?
I mean, and on it goes. I guess it's funny in the Kimmel bubble, but it's just one of those things like, okay.
Yeah, national security shouldn't be punchline material right now. We can debate policy, we can debate strategy, we can even talk about whether or not you agree with the president. But I think at this point, even sarcastically talking about a foreign adversary attacking us or seemingly encouraging them to do so is not something most Americans are aligned with at this point.
You would think Mickey Mouse would agree. Mickey Mouse employs Jimmy Kimmel. You know, you would think that Kimmel joking about the striking of America would be too much for Bob Iger, for Dana Walden, for Josh D'Amaro. Doesn't seem to be the case. You would think that CNN partying it up with Iranian officials as they're eliminating tens of thousands of people. You would think that would be enough. But folks, I'm here to tell you, there's a mental virus. There is a disease in Hollywood and the establishment media, and they have sacrificed all morality to that disease. And you know what it's called. It's TDS. You know what it is. It's the woke mind virus. And it has absolutely turned their brains to mush. And anything goes, and any joke is apropos when it's aimed at defaming the orange man. It doesn't matter if it's a joke about Americans passing away. It doesn't matter if you need to associate with people who are making their own citizens go away. It doesn't matter how far you go. There is no limit to what these people say and do and who they will associate with, so long as they are going after their perceived arch nemesis, the orange man. Because in their world, he is the biggest threat ever, because he's a threat to whom? To them, to their power, to their fiefdoms. And therefore, he is worse to them than anybody on the planet. And that's why they cannot get their heads around why you won't listen to them. Because to them, they've always been protected by a gatekeeping system. They were always behind the wall, and you plebes had to do as they pleased. And now that's been broken down. They want power back. They want it back quickly. We've been covering this. We'll continue to cover that aspect of it. But for right now, if you can believe it, Hollywood and the establishment media supporting, it seems, Tehran over DC. And guess what else? We're going to be watching the Oscars. I have a feeling that celebrities are going to continue to step in it big time. Folks, again, last time I'll say it, you can have various degrees of opinions and beliefs when it comes to what should be happening in the Middle East. But one thing you can say for sure, joking about the destruction of America or attacks on America, as well as partying it up, having a party with people who are so evil over there, who want death and destruction for so many. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And guess what? The average American sees through it, knows what's happening. And let's hope the average American is able to be represented wisely and well in a democracy, in a constitutional republic democracy, right? Democratic republic. Let's hope that it's representative of those beliefs, because otherwise we're going back into a bleak time that we were in not so long ago when you couldn't say what you really believed. We don't want to go there again. All right, folks, that is the story for this Sunday afternoon. We'll be catching the Oscars, I guess, watching it from afar and weighing in on it tomorrow to let you know what we think about the celebrity said. Until then, folks, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment down below. And until the next time, we have the pleasure, the honor, the responsibility, and the joy of spending time together. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Wilton, what are you doing?
Well, word on the street is the culture war has officially made it to the doorstep of that Park Place. And I realize Jonas has no one there who loves him. So I thought I should go and protect them.
Yeah, okay. You know that's not, how you do this, right?
Do what? Fight? Don't worry, Floral. I will not be intimidated by a criminal threat.
Threat? Wilton, don't be ridiculous.
What does it matter to me? I have only one life to lose.
I mean, I totally expected you to die walking into traffic, but,
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Okay, just stop. This is just nonsense. You already have one of the easiest and most effective tools and weapons at your fingertips.
My axe?
No. The truth. Stay smart and ready to tell and share the truth by keeping up to date with WDW Pro, That Park Place, as well as Valiant Renegade.
And Jonas? I mean, he does things with Vash, and that's not very reassuring. That's like putting two helpless chipmunks into a piranha pond.
That's neither true nor accurate. Unlike the team from that park place.
Sue me.
Ugh.